You cheeky monkey. I see you. I know what you do. I see all. I have some information I wish to impart that will be of much value to you. Now, this is not a bait and switch, but I have an acquisition of knowledge that may be very helpful and useful to you in your day-to-day life. And it's already helped you in the past. And if you follow me here on YouTube, you know it'll help you in the present and in the future. Because it's evergreen content. I'm channel building using all kinds of YouTube buzzwords. Okay, so what do I mean by fog? The title of this video, Cutting Through the Fog. Fog is a term coined by the psychotherapist Susan Forward. And is it an acronym when you abbreviate words into letters that spell other words? I don't know. But it is a word that stands for fear, obligation, and guilt. This is the basis for how emotional manipulators prey on empaths, people pleasers, codependents, highly sensitive people who have very few boundaries or few awarenesses of their own boundaries and personal power. And I found a great quote the other day by a life coach by the name of Pam Bruner. And I don't know her, I don't know what her techniques are or what she uses, but it was a great quote. And she said, if you don't know why you're doing something, you're going to be doing things inconsistent with your values. And to which I would add to that great quote, and if you're trying to find meaning but aren't willing to occasionally be inconvenient and listen to yourself, you're going to be totally random and you're going to be abandoning yourself and your values. And when that happens, you are making yourself prey for emotional manipulators of all stripes. People with personality disorders who are manipulators or not. You are going to be abandoning yourself. And I don't want you to do that. So I want you to think about the things that you do in your life that you think are random and they don't have a reason, a conscious reason for them. And I want you to try and attach meaning to it. And if you can't, I'd like you to perhaps take a look at why that is. Why is your life so random? If you feel adrift, if you feel like you have lost the script, lost the purpose, I understand. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But there are things you can do that can get you back on track. But you have to pay attention to yourself. And you have to be willing to have a program in place, a discipline in place that will keep you from feeling kowtowed, from feeling bullied, from feeling pressured into doing something you don't want to do. Because part of the FOG equation incorporates a compulsion to do things that are uncomfortable, undesirable, burdensome, or self-sacrificing, or others, to quote Wikipedia. And again, with people who don't have a lot of boundaries and people who are really sensitive and empaths, that's hard if they haven't been told that they're allowed to have the feelings and the wants and needs that they have. And usually they've been co-opted by someone else who usually is an emotional manipulator. Do you see the snake eating its tail metaphor here that I'm trying to draw? Do you see how it becomes quickly a vicious cycle? And you have to be strong enough and willing enough to say, I'm going to have a plan. I'm going to have something that I can do to ascertain whether or not this person is helpful and can offer a lot of value in their life or not. And if they don't add value, if they aren't helping, if they aren't the forward locomotion that is your life, and it is your life, I have to remind you, it is your life. Then what's the point? It's random. What's the point? I've been able to, through various means that are non-traditional, in helping people with coaching, personal development, and the like, I have a unique skill set that can help you get over the feelings of, oh, I should give up my wants and needs in order to sacrifice them on the altar of the emotional manipulator. And I can tailor a specific program for you, for your type, because not everyone reacts to manipulators the same way. And if you're an empath, if you're a codependent, if you're a highly sensitive person, first of all, if you're a codependent, you should be actively taking steps to heal your codependence. You don't have to heal being an empath, or you don't have to heal being a highly sensitive person. But you do have to have a strategy. And I've had to learn how to do that myself. And it's a kind of a combo platter. It's not all one thing or the other. Remember, a sign of mental illness is black and white thinking, all or nothing. And I'm really good at possibilities and potentialities. And I want you to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. And I can help you develop that. And I think it'll be good for you. So, just as an offer, as a preference, if you respond well to this, if you respond to the idea that you have fear or obligation or guilt around something that you didn't warrant any of those things for, and yet that's how you run your life, you might want to consider hiring me, because I come from a multi-pronged approach. I don't just approach it from one angle. My issue is spirituality and practicality. And so some other people might do it a different way. But the way I approach it includes sometimes information that might be spanning lifetimes, not just this one. And I can heal those wounds very rapidly, very quickly, in order to get you in a non-random way of thinking, in a way that is applicable in your life, in a practical 3D sense, as much as it is a spiritual esoteric sense. And so if that appeals to you, you can certainly head over to my website if you like. AnyaBriggs.com. I'll put the link down below if you can't spell my name. And I look forward to hearing from you. Just go to the contact page, shoot me an email, and we'll set something up. I really feel like so many empaths and so many highly sensitive people and codependents leave so much on the table for themselves. And I know this is something that is not offered to you that often. That the F.O.G experience is something we all know really well. And I would just like to be your advocate in that regard and maybe be able to provide for you some answers where there were none from perhaps more traditional providers. Because I get it. Things are happening. Cycles are increasing. Energy is expanding at an ever rapid pace. And things are happening to people now that weren't happening 20, 25 years ago even. And it's new. And you have to keep pace with reality. And reality's pretty wild. So any tool in your toolbox that can help, I'm glad to be of service. And I thank you for your consideration, and I hope you enjoy your day. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to get more content. And I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks again. Oh, and if you have any questions that you'd like me to cover in videos, please keep them in the comment section. I would love to hear your queries about dealing with emotional manipulators of all stripes and what you've done as a sensitive. Because it is a little different than people who don't have to deal with those added things. And it's not just my channel here that I'm providing information for, but I also would love to build a community of people who also have tools in their tool belt that they might like to share with others as well. And I appreciate the feedback. So whenever you get a chance, feel free and leave a comment. And thank you very much for your time. I'll speak to you soon.